How About That Cigar is proud to bring you coverage of the 2024 PCA Trade Show. Burn cigars, not bridges.
How about that cigar? It is PCA 2024, and we are so excited to be here with Vlad from SOMM Cigars.
Matt, pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, we're glad to be here, and one of the things we love to do every year is let our viewers learn about some brands that honestly, we're even getting to know for the first time. So tell us a little bit about, first of all, how the trade show is going for you so far, and then a little bit about your brand.
So, knock on wood, the trade show has been going fantastically well for me. I was 6 to 8 people deep the entire time yesterday.
Very nice.
Absolutely incredible. Added some really marquee retailers and good strategic partners for the future. So really, really great stuff. I'm very happy I managed to showcase one of the new regular production blends. And for those of you who are unaware, my background is I've been working with cigars since 2009. I got introduced to them through my sommelier training. Sommelier is a wine expert, and I've lived all over the world. I worked with wine and cigars, basically since 2009. And in 2017, I brought a European brand onto the market, started my distribution, and have been doing it ever since.
Okay.
So it kind of, and while keeping my love with hospitality and wine as well. So at one point I decided to create my own brand and rely heavily on the sommelier background, hence SOMM, short for sommelier.
Absolutely.
And as you can see, everything around it has a wine motif, including on the actual box where you can see that the grape bunches turning into tobacco leaves. So nice. I think that kind of fits. And then you can find it in the names of the cigars as well. Rioja being a famous Spanish wine region, BDX, which is short for Bordeaux, when the SOMMs are lazy and don't want to spell out the full word. BDX being Bordeaux, and then the Connecticut is called BDX Blanc or BDX or White Bordeaux, right? Okay. One of the rarest, not rarest, but among the rare wines of France.
Yeah, nice. So one of the things that we talk about sometimes on our weekly show is how we as cigar people love to pair cigars with beverages. It could be coffee, it could be bourbon, it could be wine. And when you go through the process of putting a cigar together, do you have that in mind when you blend a cigar, or how does that process work for you?
Yes and no. So to a part, the pairing portion, I do always think of it, it's kind of like a reflex, like a second nature of sorts. And it's not just wine, by the way. I do have, if it's a liquid, I know a little bit about it. Okay. I've done, please guys don't laugh about this, but I've done an advanced water tasting. Like that's how deep I went into the whole like nerdiness side of it.
Okay.
I've done some incredible pairings in the past, including doing a smoked tea and Lagavulin as its alcoholic counterpart. I think this would be great for a show to like kind of just dive in, and I can explain behind the two major schools of thought. So the contrasting pairing versus the mirroring pairing. And we'll leave it for the other show, but it does inform the blends to an extent. What I really love about it is I wanted to deliver an experience. Yeah. And I wanted to make sure that each of the blends corresponds to what it is. And the Rioja name came about as I was finalizing the blend. I was enjoying this beautiful bottle of Viñeral Reserva from 2012. Okay. I lucked out. I found it in my local store for like $25, and it was killer. Nice. 10-year-old young wine at that point. So what, $25 adjusted for inflation? Someone helped me with the math. $2.50. Yeah. That's really, really good.
That's outstanding.
So that's how it came to be. I was like, this is the blend, and I'm like, this is the pairing Rioja. Yeah. And then Bordeaux goes with the white, red and white wines of Bordeaux. Okay. So the Connecticut would be meant to pair with the white wines of Bordeaux, which carry the creaminess out of it, the beautiful roasted nuts that you get, the almonds, walnuts, everything but the kitchen sink in that regard. Ethereal body, 1.5, maybe 2 out of a 5. Right. But the flavor is 4.5 to 5. So it's like purity of flavor.
I like that.
Just purity, precise. And then the Bordeaux itself, the other one, which is the San Andreas, it's going to be right here. Okay. But it's San Andreas wrapper of Iso Jalapa, and then it highlights Honduran broadleaf.
Oh, nice.
A type of tobacco that isn't really used in a lot of cigars. I think there's only 3 of them on the market. Yeah. But it has this beautiful cereal, like almost like bourbon mash sweetness to it, with raisins and plums. And fruit flavors are not something we talk about in cigars.
It's rare. It's rare.
It was one of the most apparent and clean profiles that you get in there. So
Okay.
very, very interesting.
Nice. Well, one of the other things we talked about before the camera went on was what I just lit this cigar with. And this lighter is just so fun and cool because you've got soft flame and you push a button and you've got a torch.
Oh.
And so, and you were talking a little bit about this baby before we went on. So
Yeah, so
tell us about that.
that was born out of a combination of frustration and laziness.
Yes.
And I'll paint you guys a picture. It's post PCA last year. I've pulled about 33 days in a row where I'm doing 12, 15 hours every day. PCA finally ends. It's a Sunday after it. We shipped all the stuff. We're ready. It's 117 in Vegas. Now you guys can't really tell because I'm follically challenged, but Vegas does get windy.
Yeah.
So my girlfriend went to visit her sister. I'm sitting on the patio. I have the house to myself. I envision how I'm going to relax. I sit down. It's 117s. I put my legs up on the fire pit. I go to light up my cigar. A gust of wind comes in.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, this is doable. We'll work around it. So now I'm hunched in the corner. I'm about to, as if I'm working on some rocks, but and it's not really working. So now I'm getting frustrated. I go back, I plop my ass in the chair, and I go, I have to get up, go into the house, get a torch, because if my insurance agent knew that I left a torch on a fire pit in 117-degree weather, I think my premiums will go up even more.
Yeah.
So I go, this is annoying. This is my first actual break in over a month. And I'm frustrated at this point. So not only was I lazy enough to all right, now I have to go inside. It ruined my afternoon, and I go, there's gotta be a better way. So I lose it and I start researching. And the only things that I could find were basically 60, 70 bucks and above.
Sure.
And I go, no. I reach out to about 6 or 7 factories to have this made. These are the things that it needs to be. It needs to be wind resistant. It needs to have a tank that holds 8 to 12 cigars, that can actually light up. It has to have a soft flame and a single torch because I like the precision. So about a month later, I got the first sample, and then we put them in production, and we've gone for about, I think, 1,800 of those. It was originally meant as an event giveaway, and my retailers, God bless all of them, actually asked me about what the MSRP was. So I did this incredibly complex pricing strategy, incredibly complex. I sat down and I said, okay, if I lost this lighter and it cost $100, $75, $80, $50, $30, $25, how upset would I be?
Right.
And we landed at $25. Because if I lose it in my golf bag, if I lose it in my car, if I leave it somewhere, I'll just go and get another one without getting upset.
Nice.
So that was the incredibly complex pricing strategy behind it. Really phenomenal bang for your buck.
Nice.
It just works.
Absolutely. No, that's great. And we just love introducing ourselves and the people who watch to as many brands as are out there, including ones that are smaller and newer and trying to make their way. And we appreciate your time so much.
Matt,
we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you for listening. How about that cigar? And we'll see you guys soon, hopefully on one of the weekly shows.
That's right. Thanks, guys.